Hello everyone. So this is PolyHalt DNA encoding presentation, and we are group 3. And this is our new algorithm which will make us the encoding method or the mapping table for the given user requirements. So this is our team. Now, about the introduction, we are making a code. We are making the algorithm which will determine that how many code words are going to be there in a set which fulfills the user requirements stated. Now, these are some terminologies. First of all, homopolymers. So we know that homopolymers is the consecutive repetitions of same nucleotide, which is the first degree homopolymer. And if the repetition of certain patterns is there, then we can call it some n degree homopolymers. And there are some reasons, some crucial reasons for which we should prevent the homopolymers. Now, GC content. So GC content is basically just the ratio of GNC to all the proteins which are in the DNA code. So this is also supposed to be balanced due to some reasons like thermal stability and primer design, etc. Now, there is a term called secondary structures, which means there is a pair of certain patterns which are reverse complement of each other, and they form some hairpin type structures as shown in the figure. And they are also supposed to be avoided so that the PCR reaction and other things are faster. Now the Hamming distance. So about the Hamming distance, it's the distance between two code words of the same length where just the substitution is taken into consideration. And edit distance is the distance which is same stated as Hamming distance, but also the deletion and insertion are taken into consideration, and the minimum distance is counted between two code words, and it can also be counted for different length of code words. Now, why edit distance is better in our case? So here we can see that we are looking for let's say similarity among the code words. So that's why edit distance is better in our case, and we are also including some example here. So in this example, we can see that these two code words are looking similar, but Hamming distance among them is 7 and edit distance is 2. So the similarity is better shown, reflected nicely by the edit distance. Hence, we will use edit distance in our further algorithm. So here is the method that we are using for making the mapping table, and it's known as cyclic vector index encoding. So here let's suppose we are having code word vector A B C D E F and a symbol vector 0 to 4. So we are having these code words, and the symbols that we have to represent are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are going to make a table as shown here, that will start from A. So here what we are supposed to do is we will represent 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 by some of the code words, and the representation will depend on the previously used code word. So we will go in the cyclic manner, like if you are using A as previous, then 0 will map to B, and so on, C to 1, and so on. So this method is going to be used in our algorithm, and we'll look at the what's a perfect usage in the further in the video. So these are the notations or the terminologies that we are going to use in our algorithm. So n is the size of code word, c is the code word count, x is the minimum degree for the homopolymer free code words, y is the maximum allowed reverse complement patterns in the code words for secondary structure, and e is the edit distance between any two code words from the set. So yes, now the information density. So it is actually a term that reflects that how much information is stored in a single bit, or what say in our case, a single DNA nuclei. So this is the formula, and we will also be discussing this further in the video. So interpretation, which means what is the goal of our method. So using our method, user can get review about what kind of techniques he can use, and in which technique he can get the best information density along with the nice error correction possibilities using the high edit distance. So discussing on the main algorithm, we will simply generate the all the possible code words which are of the specified length by the user, which is n. Then filter those code words according to the secondary structures and homopolymers requirements. and we'll just rule out the ones which are violating those requirements. Now we will satisfy the edit distance criteria, and while doing so, we will choose some of the code words from the whole set, and we will try to maximize the chosen code words to let's say obtain a final set of code words which will satisfy all the properties. And after that, we will calculate the information density, assuming that we are using all those code words for symbolizing that number of symbols. So this is the main algorithm. Now here we are showing a table. Here we have kept two parameters as constant, which is the homopolymer constraint and secondary structure constraint. And we are varying other two parameters, which are n and e. N is the code word length and e is the edit distance, which is supposed to be expected among the code words. So we can see here number of code words obtained, and we have also counted the information density. So looking at the information density, user can choose that which technique, like which N and E pair he can use, so that the resultant information density is maximized. And so, according to all the things, we come to a conclusion that we have to maintain high edit distance. If we have to maintain high edit distance, so robustness will be increased, like error correction possibility will be increased, but all the information density will be reduced because of the increased redundancy. Now if we increase the length of the code words, then the symbol space will also be increased, as the number of code words satisfying the requirements will be increased. Now if we relax the conflict free requirement, then encoding flexibility, which means the number of code words, will be increased because the constraint is decreased. Now similarly, if the maximum allowed length for reverse complement is relaxed, then also the resultant code words are more. Now these are the mathematical terms that code word count is directly proportional to n and y, and inversely proportional to e and x. And these are the notations that we have discussed earlier in the video. And the information density is also directly proportional to c and y, and inversely proportional to e and x. So thank you so much, and now we will hop into the website. So here is the website that we have made. So here we can see that these are the input parameters, the n, x, y, and e, and this will give us the code words, which can maximum code words for the given requirements. So let's suppose we are going for length 4 code words. The homopolymers constraint are 2, the secondary structure pattern constraints are 2, and also the minimum edit distance expected among the code words is 2. So let's try to get these code words. So we are getting total 11 code words here, and these are also shown in here, and are also getting information density of 0.86, which is a pretty nice thing. Now we can hop into the documentation that how we are going to use the vector which was provided here as for what say drawing the mapping table. So here is the documentation attached. So this is actually the report of the project, and we have also discussed here the cyclic vector index encoding. This is the previous example that we have looked in the slides, but we have also included another example. So here is the mapping table. Let's suppose the 11 codes we got were listed in the leftmost column. So we can generate the whole table you're using these two vectors, just these two vectors. First one is the vector of code words, and another one is the vector of symbols, which would be from 0 to 9, then A, B, C, D, etc. So this is how cyclic mapping table will be made, and also the process of encoding and decoding is included in the report itself. And after all this, we have also made the analysis of our system, and the analysis tables are also attached in the home page. And these are the tables for different x and y. We have fixed different x, like different homopolymer constraint and reverse complement constraint. We have fixed them, and then we are plotting just like a graph thing. It's not a graph, actually, it's 2 by 2 matrix, and we are plotting code word length versus the edit distance. So we have included four tables where two are of the number of code words and another two are respectively of their information density. So this is the analysis, and here we have specified the tables. So this is the website that we have created, including the documentation, analysis tables, and the working code. So yes, thank you so much.